This is the completion of week 1 of the $5,000 to $1 million NWM compound challenge. Now, if you're not following my Instagram over on New Wealth Movement, at New Wealth Movement, make sure you guys go follow that page, because I am going to continue to do daily Instagram reels, just letting you know where I am each day, whether I take a trade, don't take a trade, lose, whatever. We'll do that Monday through Friday. Real quick, simple videos. Other than that, I'll continue to come back here and do a weekly recap video where we just kind of talk, I get some things off my chest, and put it out there. So once again, man, I hope that you guys can find some type of value in what it is I'm doing. And I just want to rewind and kind of go back over why I'm doing this. If you go on social media, like when I first started trading 10 years ago, you know, it was exciting, but people weren't, even $1,000 day was a big day. I remember seeing people first hit the $10,000, and then when people finally got to that 100,000, at that point, COVID happened, and then everybody started working from home, being online, looking for ways to make money, and then it kind of blew up on the internet. That's when content creation and everything else pretty much really started. And, you know, from there, one thing I saw in the trading niche is a lot of people, they're just here for the content, right? They're just here to grow the following, make the money off of content, make the money off of affiliates, start courses and discords, everything else outside of making the money through trading. And hey, if that's what you want to do, no problem. But I want to make sure that when I did this flip, that it kind of took me back to my roots, because I've been trading. I've been doing prop firms. I started them in like 2020, I think, with FTMO. And even back then, I remember when everybody would say, oh, you can get to $1 million in 10 flips, right? What is it, 100 to 200 to 400 to 800, 16 and 32, like you get it. But even with that, it's like you have to be risky, or at least be willing to put that money in an account and be really, really aggressive, and okay if you lose it. And a lot of people can't afford to do that. And that's one thing that I also thought about. It's like there's a lot of people that are older, you got jobs, you got kids, you got responsibilities, and you can't necessarily just go out there going full go. That's a way to do it. But what about consistency? What about small gains? What about the not so sexy part of trading that nobody even probably is going to pay attention to in the beginning of this phase, right? When I'm on week 1, week 2, week 3, nobody cares. Nobody cares. But once they see this account, when it gets to hopefully that 10K, 25K, 50K, people are going to tune in. Now it's big numbers. But here's the thing. I'll be doing the exact same thing when I'm at 50K, 100K, or 500K as I'm doing today, or in this first week when I had a $240 day and a $440 day, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. It's just going to be on a bigger level because of consistency. And I think everybody's chasing the Lambos, and well, I want a Lambo too, but I feel like everybody's chasing everything they see on Instagram and social media, as opposed to just locking yourself in your room, having your goals, having your plan written out that you're going to follow, whether that is on an Excel sheet or you get the handy dandy New Wealth Movement compound tracker and customize it for yourself. I made that for me, but I'm putting it out there for you guys as well, because I know it's going to help. So, you know, with that being said, I'll give you guys a little quick rundown on how simple it can be and what my actual thought process is with this. So the way the tracker works, which, you know, I'll show you guys, give me just a second. It's going to show you your compound based off of how many weeks you want to do it and how much you're putting in. It's also going to show you the risk based on your balance that you need to be risking on each trade. That way you can take the emotion out of it. And it's literally like when I used to play blackjack. You're just trading the chips. So, you know, if this was a chip and I used to go in with $200 to play blackjack, I would basically break my $200 down into 8 chips. When I was winning and making a lot of money, then I did the same thing. I would come back with $800, but I just asked them to give me 8 chips. So it'd be 8 $100 chips. I didn't care the value of the chip. I'm only trading or gambling the chips. So the reason I set this compound up this way is so whatever your balance is, it's going to show you what the chip is, how much you need to put on each trade. And here's the thing. You only really need 3 winning days out of the week, right? And I'll tell you how they work. You can have one day that's going to be a 1-to-1. So if the compound plan says you need to risk 500 that day, you can literally go 1-to-1 or a little less, 450 to 500, and you're good. You're good for the day. 2 more days out of the week, you may need to go for a 1-to-2. So maybe you're risking that 500, but you're making 1,000. You do that twice. So that's only 3 trading days. And every single week on this compound plan, at least my plan, I'll be able to achieve the goal each week. And then it's just a matter of time, patience, consistency, doing the same thing over and over again, no matter how I feel. A couple other things that I do with this compound is that when I'm trading and I'm trying to reach that goal, let's say the goal is 1,500 for the week. If on that last trade, let's say I'm at like $1,100, right? And I take a trade and that trade booms up $600-700 or whatever, then I'll just go not break even. I'll go profit stop at the level that will pass my personal challenge for the week. But if it gives me anything extra, I'll take it. I'll trail it. I'll take it. And then once it closes out, I am done on that account. Anything that is extra over the goal for the week, then I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to withdraw it. Like even this week, the first week, I withdrew $42. It's not about how much I withdrew. It's just I want to stick to the plan and I don't want to move fast. I don't want to try to get it done quickly. This is all a part of the discipline and the mindset that we have to have if you're doing something like this. The other thing that I believe is that if you're going to do this, you should have a second account. So that way, once you achieve the goal on this compound, you can put it to the side and not feel like you're missing out on trading or trades. Now you pick up another account and you start trading. The reason I don't think you should do it at the same time is because if you're trying to take trades over here and over here on this, you could potentially lose both. You can be going back and forth. You can be conflicted on maybe if you're trading this pair and this pair. So I believe you should just focus on this simple goal, get it done, and then you can move on and trade something else. So that's another tip that I would give you guys. And then the other one, which I'll make a separate video on the broker, but I believe if you have like a trade locker broker, or maybe if you're using MT4 or MT5 and you actually have the plugins for the trade manager, because I used to use that when I was trading MT4. And the reason I like that is because I don't have to pick my lot size. What happens is you get into a trade and then for some reason, maybe you realize like, all right, I'm risking 250 right here, but I need to move my stop loss higher because price could come up there and I just didn't put it where it needs to be. Well, now if you move that 250 stop loss, you might be risking $400, right? And that's not what you wanted to do. But with the trade manager or with using like a trade locker broker, like the one I use, link is in the bio, you can literally put in the dollar amount and then put the stop loss wherever it goes, whether it's 10 points or 40 points, doesn't matter. You're only gonna be risking the amount you wanna risk, and then you set your TP. And that's a big difference because if you're using this compound plan, you wanna come here and if it says risk 300 or 3,000, you plug the numbers into the trade manager, pick the appropriate stop loss, and then you let that determine the lot size. This isn't about using a consistent lot size. I don't care about the lot size. I care about the dollar amount and where the stop loss is supposed to go. And then other than that, I would just say, even though we're looking to take 1-to-1s, right, or 1-to-2s, profit is profit. So if you are in profit and you take something less than that, then it's still profit. It's a real account and it's going to stack. So if you're starting your compound with $1,000 and you end that week up 200 or whatever the goal is or anything, 50 bucks, remember that is your live money, it's profit, and it is going to build. So I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover on this video. I want to try to keep these videos pretty short and just say some things that is on my mind, but I'm gonna have another video coming out where I just go over the differences between the brokers that I was going to use and the one that I actually am using now and why. So we'll screen share that video. But other than that, make sure you guys subscribe to this YouTube channel. I would like to grow these followers along the way. You know, I would like to get some engagement on this page so that eventually when I'm done with this, we can move into how I will really be helping other people and you guys with the community. I had to put my community on pause for now because I really want to hit this $1 million goal because I have a lot of plans for myself and for what I want to do for other people. So with that being said, subscribe here, go over to Instagram, follow at New Wealth Movement, and subscribe over there, like, follow. And if you guys got anything for me, always leave it in the comments. I will read every single comment that I get, no matter how many I ever get.